All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is Wednesday morning, July 31st. Monthly candle closes today. Powell today, ARM earnings today, and also um, QCOM reports after market close. In addition to Meta, those will be the big news for today. All right, so we started this last week. Over the weekend, we talked about this neckline look between April lows right before earnings and also this look here currently. Now, obviously, it doesn't look exactly the same. Yesterday, as you know, they came back to fill the gap from the 539 that was left on Monday. And look at what's happening now. We're getting a straight up breakout above 548, almost 549. Our upside target this week is actually 552. I'm sorry, 552 to 553, and it looks like we're going to be gapping up pretty big here this morning ahead of Powell. All right, so for now, just got to sit back and watch and see if we get a little bit of a dip. If we do get a dip here, let's see if there's like a 50% retracement. It'll be probably back to 543. If Powell's going to be dovish, I do think that eventually we're going to be hitting this 552. If we break out of this trend line here, I do think we're going to eventually retest all-time highs, given the fact that the earnings was just not as bad as everyone feared. All right, so AMD up about 8% at this point. All right, hitting the 150. We also mentioned that AMD is a big indicator for the rest of the semis. All right, and the reason is because of that 200-day moving average, which is all the way here at 154 level. All right, if you get AMD to start closing above this 154 level, all right, the semis are back. Also, ASML got news this morning. SMCI is up as well. All right, a lot of big moves happening so far in this pre-market. NVIDIA. All right, I got a 116 upside target for NVIDIA. It's breaking out of the 111 mark, and it's obviously above the 100-day. It's pretty close. It's right here, currently pre-market at the 5-day moving average. If I were to take a look at SPY, we're above the 5-day moving average, 549. We're probably going to get hit around the 552 level, which is the 20-day moving average. And if we get stopped there, that's fine as well, because that's a 20-day moving average. All right, so got to be careful here. There's not a lot of rewards if you didn't catch this move overnight, unfortunately. All right, so watch that 552 rejection. If that rejects, we could play puts on a back downside. All right, but if it blows through with some conviction and volume, I do think that eventually you'll fill this gap at 552. And remember, you got a gap at 562 as well. So there's a lot of gaps to contend with. Back in April, all right, when we gapped up the next day off good earnings, this was the Apple gap up. Okay, Apple reported on May the 2nd, and they gapped, and SPY gapped up about 7 points or so, and they left this 506 gap, and that became a forever gap. I'm not saying that we won't ever come back to 543. Where's the gap at? The gap is here at 540. Yeah, about 543. But it's certainly looking like the market's pretty excited about the tech earnings again. Just because off the sheer velocity of how we've been selling off for the last 2 weeks over earnings and the fear of it. And here we are. Q is almost up $10 this morning, 10 points this morning, and going for that 468 resistance. So you got to watch the Q 468 resistance. See if this SPY can actually break this downtrend. If it actually moves across this trend line here, and probably come back to retest it. And if this trend line starts holding, then yeah, I think we're breaking out of this downtrend that we've been seeing for the last 2 weeks. Since July 16th, we've entered a downtrend. This 552 breakout close above, it's probably going to be a bullish uptrend. Given how also your stochastics is near at the floor here already, makes a perfect storm. Take a look at QQQ here. All right, same thing, QQQ. All right, floor, stochastic, same thing like in July. And you can see what happened when that stochastic gets going here and the MACD gets going here. There's a big uptrend can come. All right, so again, a lot of this gain here in the pre-market is up in the air now, right? So you still have Powell at 2:30 p.m. Likely there's no rate cut today, but most likely a signal for September rate cut. And also Meta earnings. Now, Meta earnings could have an impact on the Q, but it's going to be Apple. Apple tomorrow, and Amazon will be big for the market too tomorrow. So could be a lot of volatility still ahead of us for the next 2 days. So we'll see you guys back later.